Folks, this is Roy Link. He's one of our volunteers and actually the volunteer who found Joshua today. So he can tell you he'll answer any questions you have for him.
Okay, basically I guess I was just out here like everybody else, you know, volunteering for the search. I actually had my boat hooked up to my truck this morning. I was going fishing. Something told me, no, got to do this. So I was, you know, in the right place at the right time. Like I said, I'm a former Marine, but also I'm a former county employee. 32 years with Hernando County Parks Department as a supervisor. And just all this stuff, you know, I knew Ernie Weaver Park real good, so I came in from that direction and headed south. And I went across a field of grass. I came up on some woods, and I listened good. I heard like a whimpering kind of noise, and at that point I was like, there's no other kids here, it's got to be JJ. So sure enough, I went in the woods, and about 100 feet from where I was at, I think he was in some stickers. There's a lot of stickers and all there, but he was happy to see me. You know, he put his hands up, and he was real happy. And then he wanted mom. He started hollering for mom. But the deputy showed up. I guess I made a friend real quick because he hung on to me. He didn't want to go to anybody, you know, until his parents showed up. So it's just a blessing in disguise. You know, it could have been anybody here, but you know, gotta thank the Lord. That's number one.
Just what was your reaction, you know, being a part of this search, something that you originally didn't have planned to do, and then
Right.
seeing, you know, that little boy?
Yeah, it you know, it's so many emotions, I guess, you know. I would say who wouldn't get emotional, you know, with that situation, but I was just so happy I found him, so happy he was alive and well, you know, and just seeing the parents reunited with him, and I just couldn't ask for a better day, a better outcome, and I'm just pleased with all these people that showed up. You know, it could have been anybody, just happened to be me.
What was the look on his face when he saw you?
He seemed, he wasn't smiling, but he was happy. And he put his hands up in the air for me to come get him, you know. So I was calling his name, and I just started saying, your mom's coming, because I didn't want to scare him. But that didn't seem to scare him. He was happy when I picked him up. And like I said, I think he was in some briars, so he didn't want to go any further. But he was standing up, and he looked like he'd been hiking for a while, so maybe he'll end up being my hiking buddy when he gets older.
As a Marine, does it shock you how a 2-year-old could survive out there for 24 hours?
It is. It really is. Yes. You know, you probably wouldn't find a lot of adults that would stay out there in the middle of the night, and you know, who knows what's out there. I mean, we have, you know, coyotes and bobcats and that type of stuff, and but I'm sure being 2, he had to be scared, you know, especially during the night. But he seemed in good spirits. He, you know, he wasn't didn't seem to be any danger. You know, I saw the scratches on his legs and his arms, and you know, I took a picture with me and his family, his parents and him, and he was just happy. He was happy, happy to be back.
How thankful are you that, you know, instead of going on that fishing trip this morning, you decided to spend your time searching for this son?
Yeah, I'm very thankful. You know, it's I think a lot of people here probably felt the same way, you know, and I don't know, I figured I'd go fishing anytime, but you know, I need to come out and help everybody, and I know the area good. Being a 3rd generation here in Brooksville, I've got this county pretty figured out, so it was just great, you know. I'm sure the Lord told me to be here.
Did you speak to his parents at all?
I did, yes. I was in the ambulance with them, and they insisted on taking a picture with me, and of course they hugged me, the whole family, grandma, cousins, everybody. And you know, like I said, you know, it's just my lucky day, you know, our lucky day, I should say. It's everybody's lucky day, and I'm just glad I was a part of it.
And what exactly did you say that you heard that made you walk in that direction where you found him?
It was almost a whimpering noise, but he didn't really seem to be crying. It was almost like the verge of crying, but he was just kind of making some childhood noises, you know, nothing like he wasn't screaming or crying that he had any major problems. And as soon as he see me, you could almost see him light up, you know, and as soon as I seen him and his hair, I'm like, that's him. And so of course I jumped on 911, and it's kind of hard because I was trying to, you know, keep him calm, you know, instead of trying to. So another gentleman, I yelled at him and said, I've got him. So he come and I gave him my phone and said, you know, will you talk to 911? So that's kind of where we're at. Within minutes, we were loaded with deputies, and you know, everybody was just thrilled to death that I've seen that this ended so great, you know, really.
Can you describe the area kind of around him?
Yeah, you know where I went. I came into a real wooded area over at Ernie Weaver Youth Park, which is just north of here. And I come through, and then I come to a big pasture, kind of like the one right behind you. And, you know, there's different areas that you could go. I looked to the right, and I could see Cobb Road, the truck route down here. So I decided to go straight, and off to one side, I seen a couple things they use on fields for fertilizing, big water tanks and all they use. And I was like, well, let me go check that, make sure he's not around there, you know. So I did. I came back over to where I was at, and here I'm trying to decide which way to go, and I kind of looked in the area as though this is where I'm going, and that's where I heard him. And he was 100 feet away is about it. And so, you know, I'm sure everybody here was wishing somebody found them. I just happened to be the guy, so, you know, I'm no hero or nothing else. It just was my lucky day.
Lifelong friend, huh?
Oh yeah, yes, for sure. Yep, I got to meet back up with him. Yeah. But
Thanks for talking.
we're good. Sure, absolutely, absolutely.